We're in McKinley Hollow, which is one of the many small hollows formed by some of the Catskill mountain peaks, and we're standing beside McKinley Hollow stream, which begins, I believe, on Balsam Mountain and eventually leads into the Esopus Creek, which then feeds into the Shokan Reservoir and provides drinking water for New York City. On the morning of August 28th of last year, I woke up about 7 o'clock in the morning to the sound of rocks crashing in the stream. Very loud sound, very frightening sound. I had only heard that once before when we had some high water during a spring thaw several years ago. So I went outside to see what was going on because it had been raining all night and was still raining. As I approached the edge of the stream bank, I held on to a small building that we had out in the backyard and looked down at the stream. The water was coming at what seemed like 100 miles an hour down the stream, and the water level was just a few inches below the top of the bank of the stream. As I looked down into the stream, suddenly the ground in front of me started to disappear as the rushing water ate away at the stream bank. I continued to have to back up as the ground continued to disappear, as the stream just washed everything down. The rushing floodwaters swept my backyard away right from the edge of the stream bank all the way to the rear foundation of my house. In the course of about 3 or 4 hours, the rushing waters, the floodwaters, swept away my backyard from one end of the property to the other, a distance of about 200 feet, and to a depth of about 6 or 7 feet. Well, once the flood had receded, what we were left with was just rock, very similar to what you see in the stream bed now. That covered the entire backyard. At this point, it's been almost a year since the flood, and as you can see, the property has been mostly restored. We spent a great deal of time and effort dealing with government agencies and local agencies, trying to get assistance. In the end, we paid for about 90% of the cost of restoring the property to something close to what it was before the storm. I received a permit from the New York State DEC to build this stacked stone wall. The stones were trucked in and put in place with a very large excavator and a very skilled operator. We had the choice of going either with a stacked stone wall or a riprap wall. Riprap is comprised of flat stones that are placed against the bank of the stream. We were told that stacked stone gave us superior protection against future flooding than riprap, and that's why we decided to go with the stacked stone wall. The fill was put in place to replace the backyard in December, and from December to May, the entire backyard consisted of just dirt and rock. In May, our contractor returned and spread topsoil throughout the entire area that had been replaced and planted grass seed. As you can see, the grass seed has taken, grass is growing, and we feel much better about the backyard now, certainly than we did even just a few months ago. The grass is great, the new grass is great aesthetically, but does nothing to stabilize the stream, which we feel is very important. So About 6 or 8 weeks ago, I stopped by the Ashokan Watershed Program on Route 28, and I spoke with Adam Dunn, who's the coordinator of the Stream Buffer Initiative. A few weeks later, Adam came by with several helpers and planted dozens of shrubs and new trees to help stabilize the stream. These are meadowsweet. And over here we have several white birch trees that were planted. Everything that was planted is native to the area and will go a long way towards stabilizing the stream bank. The Ashokan program also planted tussock sedge, a grass designed to stabilize the stream's floodplain. And there are plans in the future to come back and plant willow trees again in the floodplain and again to stabilize the stream bank. Well, once you've recovered from the shock of the loss, whatever loss you've had, whether it's the property or your home or whatever, you'll have to deal with government agencies. Some of the agencies I dealt with are the New York City DEP, the state DEC, FEMA, of course, is a big part of that puzzle, as well as the Small Business Administration, which provides loans, low-interest loans, in situations like this. Second, it's important to find a contractor who is local and has the experience and the equipment to perform a restoration project such as this. One of the pleasant surprises in this process was finding the Ashokan Stream Management Program, an organization that was willing to come into our backyard free of charge and plant dozens of trees and shrubs to help stabilize the stream. It's been a very difficult year. At the beginning, it was very traumatic, very depressing. The yard looked terrible. But as I look at the yard now, even though it's not the same as it used to be, it's still quite beautiful.